Welcome back for another Kerbal Space Program 2 adventure. On this episode, I'm doing some more work on my rover program. I'm going to build a bigger, better rover with return capabilities. That's the mission. That's the goal. That's the crusade. So you may have seen it, but last time on Fragmented Poe. So it's kind of a rolling land boat. If only it had the ability to return to Kerbin or to launch a return vehicle. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I've done. I've done that. This thing has basically a trailer with a return vehicle sitting on it. It's not very easy to control something that's so wide with thrust at either end. Uh, Basically, when things get squirrely, they get really squirrely. Now, as is customary around these parts, we like to put things on top of rockets around here and launch them into the sky. So that's what I've done here. And off to the moon with this baby. And at this point, I've gotten pretty comfortable with the fairings. They work for the most part. Uh, Applying them is still a little sticky, but it gets the job done. And yeah, gotta love it. Kerbal away! Got into space with no problem. Well, I guess a little bit of a problem. You can probably see the temperature readout on that satellite dish. Same thing as last video, I'm just taking a very non-aggressive ascent profile through the atmosphere. Well, here you can see I'm transferring over to the moon and then time warping down to the surface. And then we're just going to come down for a gentle landing. And this is actually where I ran into some design challenges with this. Definitely didn't make the base wide enough to prevent it from toppling over. Thankfully, I was able to quick save on my way down to the surface, but man, I had to reload this a billion times before I got it just right, and it didn't bounce itself. Yeah, right over. Well, after a few quick loads, I managed to finally land the thing by kind of sliding off to the right and trying to use the wheels to stop myself, I guess. Really what this thing needs is some fold-out landing gear. That would solve all my problems. But hey, technically, this counts. I landed it. It's landed, and it didn't fall over this time. So now I've got to switch to my rovers and come pick it up. Delivery on the moon. Rovers seem to be in working order, so I'm taking off across the Munar surface, and I'm going to go meet my other vehicle and dock all this stuff together. It's like getting all your toys out. Well, everything was looking good, and this is just a reminder to all you Kerbal players. Quick save, quick save, quick save. And you might have caught it there. There's a weird thing where the camera kind of skipped around, and I don't really know what happened, but the trailer is just gone. Quick load, quick save. The savior of so many missions. Well, I loaded it again and undocked, and for whatever reason, the trailer's back now, so time to hook up. First goes for the red, and then I'm going to dock the blue rover. And so I've got a little red, blue, green thing going on. I probably should have sent a yellow one. There's lots of times to really Power Rangers this thing up. It actually kind of feels like a Megazord. It rolls nicely. I'm really impressed with this vehicle. It just gets better as you dock more things to it. Moon train indeed. And as a super wide moon train, there's even less of a chance of me toppling the thing over, so that's pretty rad. Well, I'll drive around for a bit, and then I have to test that ascent vehicle, which I'm really nervous about. It is unmanned. So this looks like as good a spot as any, so let's see if this thing works. So firstly, I decided to throttle up my engines and then decouple it, and off into the sky it went, and it flew really good. I was pretty impressed with it. I did, however, encounter a bug that I keep running into where when you finally get into orbit, you don't see any orbital lines, like you can't plot maneuvers. And it's happened to me so many times that I'm debating if it's a bug at all. And I think it either has something to do with the Kerbal ComNet, or maybe it's not having a pilot, or it could be the way that I built this, because one thing I noticed is that it always says I have like no delta V. And even when I put on infinite propellant, I think it has something to do with the way that I attached the fuel tanks on either side. It's kind of a weird amalgamation around a fuel tank, because I was trying to insulate it from reentry heat. A conundrum. A disappointing conundrum, but the math says that thing should be able to get all the way back to Kerbin. So it kind of works, but it doesn't. So I'm going to redesign that ascent vehicle and dream up some new thing with it. We'll see what I do. I don't even know if it'll be the next episode of this, but maybe I'll make just a regular rocket that sits on a trailer and uses thrusters to set itself upright and then flies off into the sky. That sounds like it'd be pretty cool. And then you could drive around with like a big rocket, like a big ICBM on your moon train. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this entertaining. Please give me a like. It would mean a lot to me, and subscribing would be super rad. But you don't have to, but you could. And other than that plug for getting my numbers up, enjoy your Kerbling out there, y'all Kerbals. See you in the next one.